Given on your module the different formula for Laplace transform. Now let us discuss the inverse. Inverse Laplace transform. Okay? So the inverse Laplace transform, where f s, okay, is equal to the Laplace transform of ft, L, f, t. Your ft therefore is equal to L to the negative 1 of f s, or the function of s. Okay? So let's have example number 1. Find the inverse Laplace, or L to the negative 1 of 4 over s. Okay? That is 4 over s. In example number 1, the Laplace transform of 1 is 1 over s. That is on the formula number 1. Now, that is 1 over s. So what is now the inverse Laplace of 1 over s? So we have the inverse Laplace of 1 over s is equal to 1. Now, in the example, the inverse Laplace of 4 over s, okay, therefore must be equal to 4. The inverse Laplace, okay, must be equal to 4 the inverse Laplace of 1 over s. If in-factor out ko lamang, inilabas ko lamang yung 4. Therefore, the inverse Laplace of 4 over s must be 4 times the inverse Laplace of 1 over s, that is equal to 1. So the inverse Laplace of 4 over s is equal to 4. That is example number 1. Now let us have example number 2. Okay, number 2. Find the inverse Laplace of 5 over s squared minus 3 over s minus 2. Okay? So we have the inverse Laplace of, pwede nating paghiwalayin yan, 5 over s squared minus the inverse Laplace of 3 over s minus 2. Okay, so what should be the formula to use? Okay. We may have this as 5, the inverse Laplace of 1 over s squared, minus 3, the inverse Laplace of 1 over s minus 2. Okay? But what is the inverse Laplace of 1 over s squared? Okay, take note that in formula number 2, the Laplace transform of t is equal to 1 over s squared. Therefore, the Laplace transform of 1 over s squared, or the inverse Laplace transform of 1 over s squared, must be equal to 2, t. Okay? So we have 5. The inverse Laplace of 1 over s squared is t minus 3. What is the inverse Laplace of 1 over s squared? Take a look at the formula that you have. 1 over s minus 2. So, nasaan yan? Okay? 1 over s minus 2 is e to the 2t. Okay? The Laplace transform of e to the at is equal to 1 over s minus a, where a is a constant. Therefore, the inverse Laplace of 1 over s minus a must be equal to e to the at. In this case, Ra is 2. So this is e to the 2t. Okay? So, kailangan alam nyo yung mga formulang gagamitin nyo on the inverse Laplace. So the solution therefore is 5t minus 3 e to the 2t. That is the inverse Laplace of 5 over s squared minus 3 over s minus 2. That answers number 2. How about number 3? Find the Laplace transform of inverse Laplace transform of 5 over s at 12. 12 over s to the 5th plus 5 over s squared plus 25 minus 7s over s squared minus 9. Again, pwede nating paghiwa-hiwalayin to. We may have rewrite this as L to the negative 1 of 12 over s to the 5 plus L to the negative 1 of 5 over s squared plus 25 minus 7s, or the inverse Laplace of 7s over s squared minus 9. So what is the formula to use here? So we may have this as 12 s to the 5th. What formula are we going to use? So t raised to n. Na. (12) or n factorial over s raised to n plus 5. So, pwede natin tong gamitin natin dito yung inilabas ko na yung 12 s 4 plus 1. Therefore, your n must be 4 factorial. Okay? Plus a over s squared plus a squared. What is a over s squared plus a squared? In here, your a here is 5. 5 squared is 25. So, tama. So, we have sine 5t minus 7 S over S square minus 9. Okay? So, S square dapat minus plus yung cosine. Ito. So, we have S 7 S over S square minus 3. That is hyperbolic cosine of A is 3. The solution therefore is 4 factorial. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. So what is 4 factorial? 4 factorial is 4 times 3 is 12 times 2, 18. Okay? 4 times 3, 12, 24 times 1. So, pwede kasi ito. 12 is 3 times 4 times 3. That is for 12. Times 2 times 1 over S to the 5. Okay? That is, ano yung formula natin dito? So we still have 2 t raised to n. So this is equivalent to 2 t raised to the 4th plus sine 5t minus 7 the hyperbolic cosine of 3t. Check natin kung tama. So we have t raised to n tama. This must not be times 2. This must be over 2. Okay. That is the inverse Laplace of 12 over s to the 5th plus 5s squared plus 25 minus 7s over s squared minus 9. That is example number 3. Example number 4. Meron pa ba? So find the inverse Laplace of 15 all over s squared plus 4s plus 13. So we have to reduce the denominator into the form s minus k squared plus a squared. Or we could have this as s squared plus 4s plus 13 or s squared plus 4s plus 4 plus 9. Group this, or we have s plus 2 square plus 3 square. Okay? So we're going to write this as the inverse Laplace of 15 all over s plus 2 square plus 3 square. So what formula are we going to use? We have to use, okay, formula number 13. We're in formula number 13 is equal to, what is formula number? Isolve lang ha. The Laplace transform of e raised to kt sine 80 is equal to a all over s minus k square plus a square. So in this case, here, your a is equal to 3 and your k, since that is negative, this must be negative 2. Okay? But 15 can be written as 5 times 3. Okay? So, pwede natin ilabas yung 5. So, we have 5, the inverse Laplace of 3 all over s plus 2 square plus 3 square. Okay? So, the inverse Laplace of this is 5 times e to the negative 2t sine 3t. Okay? Tingnan natin kung tama ba yung aking solution. That is number 4. 5e to the negative 2t sine 3t. So that answer is number 4. How about number 5? So in number 5, we have to employ partial fraction. Sige. 5. Find the inverse Laplace of s square plus 2s all over s square plus 1 s square plus 4. Okay? So we have to reduce these to partial fraction first. S square plus 2s all over s square plus 1 s square plus 4. Okay? The denominator must be s square plus 1 plus s square plus 4. And our numerator must be a s plus b cs plus d. And we have s square plus 1 s square plus 4. And we have s square plus 4 as plus b plus s square plus 1 cs plus d. Okay? Dito tayo. So we have, expanding this, s but x, s square, s cube a plus b s square plus 4 as plus 4b plus cs cube plus d s square plus cs plus d all over s square plus 1 s square plus 4. Combining terms, we have a plus c s cube plus b plus d s square plus 4a plus c s plus 4b plus d. Okay? All over s square plus 1 s square plus 4. Okay? By comparison, we have b plus d is equal to 1. 4a plus c is equal to 2. Okay? A plus c is equal to 0. 4b plus d is equal to 0 also. Kasi wala naman tayong constant sa kaliwa. Now, so a is equal to negative c. If a is equal to negative c, this must be 4c plus c is equal to 2. Your c must be equal to negative 3 over 2. Mali. 2 over 3. But 3 over 2. 2 over 3. Okay? If c is negative 2 over 3, your a must be 2 over 3 also. Your b, okay, b is equal to 1 minus d. In here, we have 4 times 1 minus d plus d is equal to 0. So 4 minus 4d plus d is equal to 0. Okay? D therefore is equal to 4 over 3. If this 4 over 3, your b is equal to 1 minus 4 over 3, or b is 3. 3 minus 4, negative 1/3. So the value of a, b, c, and d, a is 2/3, b is negative 1/3, c is negative 2/3, and d is 4 over 3. Okay? Next. The Laplace transform now of s squared plus 2s over okay, the Laplace transform, inverse Laplace transform of s squared plus 2s over s squared plus 1, s squared plus 4 must be equal to ito, as 2/3 s over s squared plus 1. Okay? B is negative minus 1/3 over s squared plus 1. Okay? C minus 2/3 of s over s squared plus 4 plus 4/3 over s squared plus 4. Okay? So ito siya. Okay. So pwede nating ilabas yung 2/3 na lang. The inverse Laplace of s over s squared plus 1 minus 1/3 the inverse Laplace of 1 over s squared plus 1. Okay, minus 2/3. 1/3. Tama. 2/3 the inverse Laplace of s over s squared plus 4. And then plus 2/3 the inverse Laplace of 2 over s squared plus 4. Okay? So medyo mahaba ha. Or we have, what is the formula for s over s squared plus a squared? Ano yung formula natin doon? S over s squared, that is cosine 80. So we have 2/3 s over s squared plus a squared is cosine a. That is 1. Cosine t. Minus 1/3 of a over s squared plus a squared, that is sine 80. But again, a is 1 sine t minus 2/3 the inverse Laplace of s over s squared plus a squared, that again is cosine, but this time 2t plus 2/3 the inverse Laplace of a over s squared plus a squared, that is equal to sine of 2t. Tingnan natin ang sagot kung tama. So we have 2/3 cosine t minus 2/3 cosine 2t minus 1/3 sine t and 2/3 sine 2t. So that answers number 6.